This is a presentation for Chapter 2, Job Order Costing. In Learning Objective 1, we are going to talk about the differences between job order costing and process costing systems. So manufacturers will either use a job order or a process costing system, and we're going to look at the differences. All cost accounting systems, though, are going to allow the company to measure, record, and report product costs. And knowing these product costs can be helpful to managers in that they can measure how much it costs to produce each product, and then knowing that information will allow them to set a sales price that will generate profits. The information also can be used to determine how many of certain products to produce, compute the cost of goods sold for the income statement, and the cost of inventory for the balance sheet. So a job order costing system is going to be one that accumulates the cost for a particular job. A job is anything that the company does that produces a unique product or even a specialized service. It could just be one unit in that job, or it could be a batch of similar units. Job order costing is often used by businesses that are going to produce a unique product or provide some type of specialized service. And that is the reason why the costs are accumulated by batch or job. So some examples of companies that would use job order costing are accounting firms, music studios, healthcare providers, building contractors, and even custom furniture manufacturers. On the other hand, a process costing system is going to be used by a manufacturer that produces large quantities of identical units. So in a process costing system, the costs are going to be accumulated by each process that is needed to complete that product. This slide compares job order costing and process costing systems. So first of all, we talked about the difference in the types of products. A job order costing system is going to be one that's going to be used when you're manufacturing a batch of something that is unique or specialized, usually according to some customer specifications. A process costing system is going to be used when you're producing very similar or identical products that's through a series of steps, and those there's not going to be differences for different customers. In the production activities, again, job order is going to be customized, usually to customer specifications, but in the process costing system, the production activities are repetitive. They don't differ from one, there's not batches, they're all the same. The production volume in job order costing is usually a lower volume because you're resetting your equipment or your production activities according to what is needed for that one particular batch. Whereas in process costing, usually the production is much higher volume because you're not having to reset equipment for individual batches. Product cost accumulation in job order is by the job, but in process costing it's going to be by the individual processes that are occurring in the manufacturing. Work in process inventory for a job order costing system is just going to have that one general ledger control account, but there's going to be a subsidiary ledger that's going to include individual job cost records, and we're going to learn in this chapter how to complete those. In a process costing system, you're going to have general ledger accounts for each process or department. Record keeping in the job order costing system is going to be using a job cost record, and in process costing it's going to be a production cost report by the process or the department. In the job order costing system, you're going to complete or time the cost transfer at the time that the job is completed, but in a process costing system that goes on all the time, you're just going to stop at the end of the accounting period. We talked about that some types of businesses tend to use job order costing, and some types of products would include like tax returns, which of course would be specific to each customer, homes by a custom home builder, different recordings in a music studio, and of course different patients in a hospital. Then for process costing, that would be used by manufacturers that are producing identical items such as soft drinks, paint, cleaning supplies, or packaged food. So for these, both types of costing systems are still going to track their product costs by accumulating them first, assigning them, allocating, and then adjusting. And we're going to see that these 4 steps are going to be used to track the product costs through the inventory accounts on the balance sheet to cost of goods sold on the income statement. And that is the conclusion of the presentation for Learning Objective 1.